Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Coming up on the program today, more state governors signed their 2018 budgets into law. Niger Delta students hold a peaceful protest in Warri Delta State. And it's a colorful start to the 2017 CALABAR Carnival. Once again, welcome to the program. A continuation of Operation Our Say targeted at keeping the waterways safe within and around Lagos, the Nigerian Navy has embarked on a routine patrol and tour of some jetties and watersides in Ikorodu. The flag officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Sylvanus Abba, who led the team to Majidun Creek, a Butte waterside, Oworoshoki jetty, says that the operation is to send a strong warning signal to criminals on our waterways.
You know, the criminals, they have been carrying out their acts at the high sea, piracy and sea robbery. And you see, Lagos by itself is a peaceful place. But the criminals, like I told you, they are coming from elsewhere. Like the last attack that happened in Lagos waters, we have arrested so many of them, and all of them, they are not from Lagos. The 5 of them in our custody, none of them is from Lagos. But they have their accomplices in Lagos here who give them information. That one we are working to get rid of all those things. But let me tell you, Lagos is the hub of all activities. The market is here. The businessmen, they are here. Anybody you kidnap in Lagos, you know that ransom can be handsomely paid. So they plan the operation to come to operate in Lagos area. But we are not resting.
The River State Governor Nyesom Wike has described traditional institutions as vital to achieving and sustaining peace and development in communities and the society. The governor was speaking when he visited Bolo town in Ogubolo local government area, which was followed by a solidarity visit by the leaders and people of Okrika Nation to the government house in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. Our correspondent Emmanuel Array reports.
Bolo in Ogubolo local government area of River State is one of the 9 principal towns of Wakrike, Bese, also known as Okrika Nation. Here, kingship and traditional hierarchy are taken seriously. The community is closely knit by respected chieftaincy. And at this time of the year, the people celebrate their cultural heritage. More so as the state governor visits the town for the first time since assuming office.
Yes, I'm aware that the Honorable Bolo is third class. Today, by the powers conferred on me, he has been upgraded to second class. The first thing I'm going to do for you, which will not take me time, so that when rain comes, you can come to your communities. We'll start with consultation on the internal rules. 24
hours later is a full house as kings, chiefs, and people of Okrika Nation gather in government house. In the spirit of the season, they bring a goodwill message.
We are very pleased with you. And for this reason, as the political drum beat starts in 2018, Mr. Project Sir, we, the Wakrike people, under God, urge you to run for a second tenure come 2019.
But the governor is concerned about the traditional leadership dispute in Okrika.
Problem between husband and wife. This young man of Okrika, time has come. When you should say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Because if you don't make sacrifice in life, then you can't do anything. Human life requires sacrifice. I want to make peace. You must make a sacrifice. Just because for the interest of the African nation.
The traditional institutions are also challenged to set the standard of exemplary conduct and build bridges where necessary for the development of the society. Emmanuel Iri, Channels Television News.
Students in the Niger Delta have asked the federal government to drop all charges leveled against the High Chief Government Ekwe while staging a peaceful protest in Warri in Delta State. The students, comprising members of the National Association of Baramatu Students and Law Students Association of Nigerian in Delsu, described the charge as a witch hunt. Some of the students, who coincidentally are beneficiaries of the Tompolo Foundation Scholarship Program, insist the federal government must encourage free and qualitative education by applauding whosoever provides it.
If this man has no passion for education, he will not spend his personal resources to ensure that youth are educated. Lack of information is what brings about crime in the society. When the level of informed personalities, youth are more in the society, you see that the level of crime deteriorates by the day. And Tompolo has done perfectly well. I think Tompolo is one man that deserves an award from the federal government for his immense contribution to education in the Niger Delta and Nigeria in extension.
The Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory has granted pardon to 126 inmates from Kuje, Keffi and Suleia prisons. Some of the freed inmates include suspects who have spent more than 5 years behind bars awaiting trial and others who have served 5 years and above for minor offences. The gesture has been described as part of efforts by the federal government to decongest the prisons.
The Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, accompanied by the Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory, arrived at the Kuje Medium Prison in Abuja. The objective of this visit is the implementation of the federal government's directives to decongest the prisons. Built with the capacity to accommodate 560 inmates, the Kuje Medium Prison has become overcrowded with suspects who are awaiting trial in the various courts around the FCT.
As of today, the present capacity for Kuje Prison is 560. And this morning, we opened out 823 inmates. Out of these 823 inmates, we have 222 convicts, and our waiting trial persons are 601. We have the longest serving awaiting trial here, who has served 11 and a half years.
The Attorney General and Minister of Justice highlights the various steps being taken by the government to decongest the prisons.
The payment of fines for convicts of offences with option of fines, but unable to pay, kickstarts the process which will be replicated in prisons across the nation. A review of cases of inmates awaiting trial of upwards of 5 years will also be conducted across prisons.
8 months imprisonment of 30 months.
One after the other, inmates who have served 5 years and above, either as those awaiting trial or those serving their jail terms, had their cases reviewed by the Chief Judge of the FCT, as well as the Minister of Justice. At the end of the exercise, 126 inmates from Kuje, Keffi and Suleia prisons were set free.
The decongestion of prisons.
The Chief Judge of the FCT High Court advocates the need for the legislative arm of government to pass all bills relating to prison reform in order to fast-track prison decongestion.
This committee had written to the two legislative arms of the legislature, Senate and House of Reps, seeking audience respectively with the Senate President and the Speaker House of Representatives in order to simultaneously, with the decongestion of prison, to engage in the advocacy for the passage of the existing bills that relate to the Nigerian prisons, so that at the end of the day, we will have a more effective prison services.
Congestion is a major problem across all prisons in Nigeria, and the consensus on how to decongest these prisons revolves around the need to reduce the number of inmates that are awaiting trial.